Well, made a little progress last night with that power takeoff shaft, working the engine back and forth, and finally got to go around. Well, I took a cylinder hone, went in there outside the cylinder walls just a little. There was a little light rust in this one, but I cleaned it up. Here, I've got the skid loader over. Easier to drive a battery over here than it was to carry one. Got the jumpers hooked up to it. I think that ought to about do it. All right, now got a major cleanup job here and put it back together. All right, that's what we got done so far. Well, now I have to clean up the head. It's not so awful rusty. That thing had brand new spark plugs in it almost. One valve is stuck a little. These all work pretty good. And let's see what. Turn it over here. It's going to take a lot of work to clean this top side up, but we'll get it. And I like my new workbench. Picked that up out there in the field. Good solid place to work. And I don't know, there's a workbench there, but it's full of stuff. Oh well. This will be full eventually too, but I'll have to move it to get the tractor out, so it won't be so awful full. Alright, that's enough for now. Well, that wasn't hard to do. Looky here. They're all loose enough. Now we'll get the dirt off of them. Well, I believe that's good enough for this high-tech barnyard mechanic. And top's halfway short. Sure is a good thing I ain't taking them things apart. They probably, if I took them apart, probably wouldn't get them back together. But they're all good now. Good enough for an old tractor. Alright. Yeah, I got the rocker arms cleaned. Now I gotta clean up these push rods. I think it might be a little hard to get adjustment made on them in that condition. Alright, better get busy. Well, them cleaned up pretty good, except a couple of them's pitted pretty bad where it was rusty. I know I might have to replace them later, but they're good enough to see where this thing will run or not, or whether the tractor's even worth putting any money in it. Alright. Yeah, Doggie was out hunting today. Got her something. I don't know, whatever it is. Is that a weasel or something like that? Must not taste good because she ain't eating it like she does the bunny rabbits she gets. And the kitty don't want it, so I don't know what it is. Alright. Well, I got the head on. Got it torqued down. Nice and tight. With a genuine snap-on torque wrench. An old one, but it seems to work. Anyhow, that head's kind of heavy. Well, I guess it's not really heavy. Maybe it's just I'm getting weaker. Well, anyhow, a friend of mine is over here. Boys, went to school with the boys. Need some parts. And I got for him. I said, now you got to work it out. He's a good stout fella. And he just picked that head up and set right on there for me. So I guess that's the way to do it. Now we got to put the rest of it back together. And look at there. I didn't even take the spark plugs out. No need of it. So, alright, I'll go do some more of this. Oh, we're getting snowed on. And Doggie don't like it. Kitty don't like it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Look there, got the M out of the barn just to get some sunshine, and it's getting all covered with snow again. It had about 4 inches on top of it this morning. I'm going to get it again. Well, I'm back at it this afternoon. Had to take a break. A couple guys here and buying a bunch of parts. So I was adjusting the valves here, and that's all working pretty good. But after cranking it over a couple times, the hand crank, found out this one wasn't moving. And got checking it, and I whacked on the hammer right here, and the valve lifter, tap it, whatever you want to call it, down on the camshaft was stuck. Wouldn't go down. So I turn around, goes up, tap it down. It's loosened up a little bit. And I'll put some kerosene on it. But I'm going to do something I didn't want to do. So he's got new spark plugs in it. I was going to tear it apart and put it back together without taking the plugs out. But I decided to take the plugs out now because cranking it over by hand is a little stiff. So it'll crank a lot easier with the plugs out to get this working up and down. And then I'll put them back in and try to get this thing running. Alright, that's all for now. There was no need taking them plugs out other than the idea that it'll crank over by hand easier now. Alright. Let's see if it does crank easier by hand. It ain't that much easier. I better squirt some oil in them cylinders. Alright. Yeah, right here's what's wrong. Now I gotta turn it over and do that again. That did it. Well, I thought I'd do something different. I took this thing here, this scope outfit, looked up inside there, and I don't see a lot of rust and dirt and slime inside the oil pan. So I think I'll just fill it up and see what happens. I know I had a tractor one time, had like 4 inches of sludge in the bottom of the oil pan. Alright, I'll put the plug in there and get some oil. Got a new filter in there. And then we'll crank it over and see if we get any oil pumping around before we try to get it running. Alright, boy, it's getting expensive working on this old tractor. Look at there. A new oil filter, a new gallon of oil. $25 there. And I put it in the tractor. And I wonder, I got a battery hooked up, wonder if it's still, oops. Well, maybe that battery ain't no good. Well, just, wait a minute. Well, better charge the battery up or hook it up to the skid loader again. Alright, I gotta hook up the water and hook up the gas, make sure I got spark, clean the tank, and it should, maybe. Alright, that's enough for now. Look at there, got the valve cover back on. Anyway, went out in the field and got one off of Super C out there. It just had a little light rust on the inside, didn't take much to clean it up. Better than this old miserable rusty thing here. And look at there, it's even got a, you see that there? It's got a 710 cap on it. That way to keep the rainwater out of the top of the engine, like the other one did. Didn't have one on there. Alright, maybe tomorrow I'll get it going, or a day or two, I don't know. That's enough for today.